everyone, June 24th. Alright, yesterday didn't do the live stream because we lost power. So didn't have internet. I have to use my phone as a hotspot. So I just, solved the problem and then called it a day. I did go check out the problem from the day before where the editorial said you can use binary search to about the palindrome palindrome numbers for the base 10 and base k. So it turns out the actual solution, they call it binary search. There's actually no binary search in it. What it does is actually just to build up the palindrome number for base 10. So I was building up based on base k, right? I was building on base k and I'll translate back to base 10 and then check. Well, the editorial will do the other way around. It builds up the palindrome number from base 10 and then check on base k. So the benefits of doing from base 10, like start from base 10, is you don't have to use any additional space to save the previously created palindromes, because all you need to do is just iterate through, from 1 to 10, actually 1 to 9, 10 to 19, and then every time you hit a number, you just replicate it as a palindrome. And you have two ways to do it. You can do it odd number of digits and even number of digits, and that's basically it. Now, of course, I do think the editorial method is pretty neat. Like the entire time, there was no use of string to make the comparison. So there's no string, there's no integer to string. Basically, they build up this palindrome number digit by digit, right, using arithmetic. So that was pretty cool. But the checking part, to check if it is palindrome, they have to convert. I think they convert into a vector. Maybe for that one it'll be easier to use. Actually, no, because they have to convert from base 10 to base k first. So when they do this conversion, they put it into a vector. And then once they put it into a vector, they will just do a simple check. So by doing that, I do believe it will be much, much faster. Right, and space-wise, just saves a lot of space as well. But I just don't have the Ghana to actually rewrite it, so we just call it. All right, let's see what we have today. Oh, it looks like we're gonna have a copy and paste. I don't really have much intention to solve a problem where we only have 37% passing rate, pretty low. Kth smallest product of two sorted arrays. Okay, let's set up some time. Like, we'll think about it maybe for 10 minutes. If we couldn't figure out a way, we'll check the hints. And for another 10 minutes, if we couldn't figure out a way, we'll just copy and paste. So let's just do half an hour. Right? If we cannot do it in a half an hour, that's it. All right, two sorted zero index integers. Array num1, num2, as well as integer k. Return the kth smallest product. Kth smallest product of nums1I times nums2j. Kth smallest. So what we have here is 2 and 5 and 3 and 4. And the numbers can be negative. Holy shit. Alright, that's fine. So that was like, okay, k equals to 2, so I want to find the second smallest, right? So how you would do usually? Well, you will go with smallest and smallest. Let's assume everybody is positive. All right, so smallest and smallest, and then you will move what? It's hard to say. All right, this is 6. This is 8. All right, 6, 8. And then there's 15 and 20. You can set 1 as a base, and then you go to smallest, so you get that. But the question is, like this 3 times 5 and 2 times 4, one of them may be bigger than the other, so it's really hard to say. Plus, you also have a negative to play in with it, so it's even harder to deal with. Oh, that is a interesting question. Huh. Kth smallest product. Hmm. We'll deal with negative like separately. Like I can't even figure out a way to do it with positive only, because I think negative would be just the same as positive, right? Negative is just the same as positive, except you have to deal with this negative sign. I don't really think negative would change too much. Actually, negative will change, but we'll deal with that later. I just assume that everybody is positive. I know the smallest, I know the biggest, but along the way, how do I know which one is which? Well, so I know A0 times B0, and then suppose like A0 is larger. A0, we have them sorted, okay? We have them sorted. So A0 times B0, this is the smallest, right? And then the second smallest, we already have issue because, and also if they have been 0, okay, let's also not do 0. I think 0 also makes things more complicated. Okay, let's also not do 0. Then we have A0 times B1, right? Or B0 times A1. It will be the smaller of these two. So we can do the comparison. Let's say this one is smaller. So, okay, so it'll be this one. Right? And then, so we have like pointer, like 4 pointers. Right? So we have, let's say I, J, P, and Q. So we always do I times P and J times Q. And then like if it's good, then yeah, we start from P or start from I. So it'll be I times Q, right? And P times J. If they're equal, I just take this, which means I'll move P forward. Now I'll move Q forward, so Q move here, right? So next round, I will be doing but P and we're already done with it. Like we're already done. So we're already done. See, it's hard to wrap my head around with this. do is A0 and B1. And from B0 perspective, we should do this. I just move forward. I should do this. So if this is smaller, right, now we move this forward. Right, and now we compare this, and this. Right? If this is still smaller, I move forward. But if this is smaller, then I move this forward. Then I compare this, and this. So I just keep. Yeah, I will. All right, back. I think the comparison will work if we have the base, right? We have base. We set base at these two, and then we just compare all of them until one of them hits the end, and then it will go move here, and then we have the other one move here. So yeah, this is, I think, viable, but we definitely cannot do that because k can be huge. Or you can't just keep doing this comparison to the end, right? So that's not possible. Then what? All right, it's been 10 minutes, no idea. Can we split problem into 4 cases depending on the sign? Okay, yeah, we know about the sign, so that's not really what we're looking for. Can we binary search? So again, we want to binary search case smallest. How would you binary search for the case smallest? Well, we can assume a product. assume a product, we will try to see where does it land. Right? Assume a product, I say which one it is. Because we want to find a kth, right? So if we have a product that we can prove that it is more than a kth, then we need to get a product smaller. But if it's smaller than kth, it gets bigger. So we binary search, we can get down to the actual product. Okay. Then how do you know at which position a product is? Like just say this example, right? Let's say 11. Where should 11 be? Well, 11 we have a number. Well, we know if I use the smallest, what is the biggest number we can get? If I use this, what is the bigger number we can get? So we say if the base is, because all I need to know is how many products is smaller or equal to 11. That's it. That's all I want to know. How many products is smaller or equal to 11? So what I do 11 divided by 2. Right, it will be 5. So we can binary search this thing to see where 5 is. Then we know how many is smaller than 11 if we base on 2. And then we do the same with 5, which is 2, which is 0. And then we do 3, which is 3. So we have 1. So we have 1 is smaller, and then 4 is 1. So we have, now for 2, we have 2 smaller. For 5 is 0. For 3, we have 1 smaller. And for 4, we have 1 smaller. But we're double counting, right? We are double counting. Then we only need to go through one of them. Because you go through one of them, it's the same as you go through the other one. So you're going to go through one of them. So yeah, 11 we have 2 smaller, right? We have 2 smaller, but we want 1. We want 2, right? So okay, we can try to get even smaller. And the smallest is 6. We know the smallest is 6. So we binary search. It's 17 divided by 2 is 8. Right, so we try 8. 8 will give us 2. Okay, then we try it again. Will be 7. But 7 only get 1, so it doesn't work. So we'll go back to 8. So the answer is 8. Okay, I think we figured out how to binary search this. Next, we need to figure out how to divide this into different portions. And I think 0 is a special case, right? So essentially what we have negative, 0, positive. Negative, 0, positive. I'm not sure 0. How will 0 do? Well, 0 is a special case. Maybe I can group 0 into here. So with the negative, right? So we have basically negative, 0, and positive. Negative, negative. This is essentially the same as positive, so we can return this into a positive, and then we'll have a positive and a negative. So we have, that's only 3, right? Oh, and also positive and positive. Positive and positive. Which is fine, right? Which is fine. And with the negative and positive, well, we can, because we want to do this, right? So we'll get this situation and this situation, right? Trying to figure out what is the total number, because these are negatives. Negatives and zeros. I really want to get zeros by itself though. Let's handle 0 by itself. Yeah, let's handle 0 by itself. So we have basically, with 0 we have this much plus this much, just all 0, right? So 0 is actually easy to deal with. Let's not do 0 inside, let's not consider 0, right? So now we have this, everybody's negative. So we can find out how many we have, which is just there's the size times this size. So we know how many is the same. Size times this size, we know how many. And if the k, right, is larger than this plus this and plus the zeros, right? So we have the total, we have the total negative, we have the total positive. We don't really need the total positive, but just the total negative. Yeah. So we can kind of see which part is gonna land, right? If it's so, okay, that's fine. And what else are you looking for? Well, what else I'm looking for is so we'll have some value here with some value here, and then they might merge. Okay, they might merge, and that is really troubling. Like how do we merge? I'm not gonna find the kth smallest for both of them, right? But can we say, well, get the smaller of the two if we have the kth smallest? Let me think. Kth smallest, right? We have this and this and this and this. So we find the kth smallest in this section. Let's say minus something. And then we find the k smallest on the other section that's minus something. Yeah, it's that could be, like, if you merge them together, I think the answer will be different. Right? The answer will be different. So what we need to do is to combine these two together, but not really combining them together. So basically we have a negative, positive, we have this is a pair, and then we have another pair, right? So when I say, let's say, negative x is the k, negative x. I want to find how many is smaller than that. So I need to go through here and I need to go through here. We go through both, right? We go through both. When we go through both, then we can be sure, like, is this good or is this bad? So we go through both. The same thing goes for this. Like if we want a positive, we have to go through this and this. 2 has to be combined, right? These 2 has to be combined. Okay. And then we have 0 to deal with. Plus, when we do negative and a positive, right? We want to find a k smallest is actually is essentially is the same to finding the k largest. But I was trying to see if it's possible we, don't have to change the logic too much. We don't have to change the logic too much. We find the k largest. Right? This is the k largest. And now we do this. Right? We go through, the same thing. But when we sort, it will be sorting differently. It will be sorting, so we have to reverse it. Right? So we always consider is from small to large, positive values. And if it's a negative, then we'll do a positive, a k largest, right? A k largest. And when we do k largest, we go from right to left. Right? We do this, we divide, and then we'll find binary search will find some location. Right, and then we want to find everything that's larger than this. It's possible. We'll grab those. Right, this is basically starting from here. We can have this much starting from here, this much, and eventually we'll go through everyone. That's good, and then we'll get like how many is larger than me. Right, how many is larger than me, and the k largest means if we have too many larger than me, then I'm not large enough, and it didn't make myself get larger. Yeah, so we have to do this little twist. And we have to combine these two together, right, to find, like if we have zeros. To also know like in which side, right? On which side? Oh, we can make this call. We can actually make this call. On which side? Yeah, we can do -1, 0, -1, 0, 1, and then pause 1. -2, 0, 2, and then pause 2, right? And then we'll say the neg count, 0 count, and a pause count. And then we see where the k lands. Right? If the k is smaller than the negative counts, then we do the negative. If the k lands in between negative count and a positive count, then it's going to be 0. If k is larger than the negative count plus 0, then it's going to land in the positive count. So we do the positive. Now when I do it, we'll run the function, and we will, essentially we will do the same thing, but one is checking the largest, one is checking the smallest. Yep, I think we can do it, but I'm not going to do it today. I'm going to just copy and paste, but we'll do it the other day, some other day. Not because we don't know how to do it, but mostly because I just I don't have any gana to do it today. I do have an idea, but need to try it some other day. Alright, well, submit this. Just to get this day pass, and then we'll do it the other way. And we will do this. Okay. Alright, we'll do it another time. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.